Shalom, shalom. Call out Yahabasha, Shabasha, Rakakadash. I want to, double honors, Salakia. Got the look, got the hiccups. Double honors to the apostles, the great millstone, salutations to the elect, men, women, and children that believe are the 1/3. I want to name this lesson, just meditating on some of the scriptures. Don't look back. See, going into Genesis 19, I believe it's 19, with Lot. You know, he lived in Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, and it tells you that he was vexed every day with the filthy conversation of the wicked. And why did he live there and he was vexed? You know, sometimes, you know, your situation is your situation. And you just got to put up with it for now until the Lord make your situation better. See, not every situation that you're in is going to, you know, you're going to get delivered from right away. You know, it's a wise saying, pain doesn't leave until it teaches you the lesson. So it's be a lot of things the Lord need you to see and need you to understand and need you to learn from a situation before he pull you out of it. And, you know, these tribulations, you know, it says through much tribulations, we must enter into the kingdom. So, you know, through these tribulations, that's like the fire. You know, as gold is tried in the fire, so is acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. You know, just to quote a few scriptures. I almost lost my train of thought. So, just like food, right? If you cook food, if you don't leave it in the grease long enough and you pull it out and eat it, you could possibly get sick. The meat could be red, it could still be raw, the chicken could be bloody. So you got to leave it in the oven. You have to leave it in there long enough. But you don't want to leave that food in that grease or in the oven or under the heat too long because you could burn it. But some people like their food crispy, right? But if you leave it in there too long, it could be too crispy to the point where it's not consumable. You know, it drained out all the nutrients of the food. So Lot had to deal with Sodom and Gomorrah. That was his situation. And, you know, his wife, she loved that place. That's why she looked back and got turned to a pillar of salt. And when you check out mainly the black woman today, the other tribes too, but they more receptive of homosexuality. You know, they support that. They have the gay friends and all of that. You know, but it's funny, like the first thing they'd call you was gay to shame you. And they'll never like date a gay man, but they hang out with them and they promote you to be gay. Or you should embrace your feminine side. But then when there's no men to go around, they complaining where the men at. But that's a little off topic. But you don't want to look back. So once the Lord finally deliver you from that situation, you take what you learned from it and you move on. But you don't look back, because looking back will dry you out. Because that's what she turned to, a pillar of salt. And you know, in modern day times, you know, nothing new under the sun. In modern day times, you know, people, you might be with a friend of mine, good close friend of mine. He was with this woman. I ain't gonna say his name or nothing like that, or the woman name, but I'm gonna address the situation, because who it is don't matter, the situation matter, right? So we can learn from it. He had a woman that was giving him hell for years, you know, and the Lord killed her. I think it was like she overdosed or some crazy shit. So the Lord killed her, and his main thing was like his kids. He's a good father, you know, so he stressed out about like his kids, you know, still being around. So, you know, and she was started to creep off, commit adultery and shit. So the Lord actually took her out. So he was kind of free from like the burden of a woman, but he looked back, not necessarily to her, but he looked back in the sense that he got another woman that was similar to her. If you ask me, she was maybe like 3 times worse, if you ask me. But that's neither here or there. And now, you know, when you look back at these situations, it drains you. You know what I mean? Because you was delivered. Now you look back, that salt is going to drain you. Because what salt do? It makes you thirsty. It pulls all the water from out of you. And when you know about being hydrated, the first thing you're going to get is tired. You know what I mean? You can't fully talk right. You know what I mean? When you in camp and you teaching, you thirsty as hell, man, that shit gonna fuck up your speech. You know what I mean? You're gonna get parched voice, you know? So you're gonna get fatigued, you know, when you thirsty. Then what? You're gonna go into organ failure, you know? And your organs keep you alive. So what? When you look back at these fucked up situations you was in, once the Lord deliver you, and you look back, you go back, that shit gonna be a mental, spiritual, physical, financial, and emotional death. Once the Lord, whatever situation you in, it's a fucked up situation, deal with it. We men, deal with it. But it's going to come a time, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai going to deliver you from that shit. And when he do, don't look back. Nipsey Hussle, he delivered them from that gang shit and all of that. He was on his way, he was out. But guess what? He looked back. Chinch Drugs, these different rappers, they look back. People who stabbed you in the back, did you wrong, took advantage of you, don't look back. Because guess what? More than likely, when the situation is right, when the time is right, they fuck around and do it again. Even though Lot ain't really fully know where he was going and what was next. That's what faith is for. But we ain't going to fuck back there. Because that was hell. So don't look back. You know? Once that's in your rear view mirror. And you know your past is like a rear view mirror. Say you driving on the road and you see a truck swerving and you drive past it, an 18-wheeler truck. You in a small car. You not going to keep looking at in your rear view mirror at that truck because it's behind you. Now, when that truck start catching up to you, you're going to start looking at your mirror more. Because you're like, yo, that's a big-ass 18-wheeler. He might be asleep. He might be drunk. I don't know. I need to get away from him. Me, I either drive behind them shits or drive in front of them. I never drive on the side of them. But your past is just something you glance at. That's why your rear view mirror is smaller than your windshield, because you're moving forward. You learn from the past, but we don't live in it. We live in the present and we plan for the future. And hopefully the Lord have mercy. But, people look back. The Lord delivered you from a diet that had you, a fucked up diet. Don't look back. The Lord delivered you from smoking. I know people like the Lord delivered, but they look back. And a lot of times, lifestyle, you hanging around these fucked up individuals, people you hanging around, and they influence you. Now you smoking again, risking all type of health issues. The Lord said, he who defile his temple, him shall the Lord destroy. So, hey, man, keep it short and sweet. Moral of the story. When Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah deliver you, no matter what situation it is, you know what I mean? Not no matter what situation, a fucked up situation. Because you got options, like everywhere you go, and you could go back there, you could go back there. So that, that's cool. But I'm talking about a fucked up, stressful situation. Don't look back, because looking is something simple. Don't talk to those individuals. Change your fucking number. Whatever you need to do. Don't go back. Don't look back. Cut certain people off. And move on. Even if you don't know where you're going, have faith in the Lord. That just be grateful you was delivered from that. And the Lord ain't going to deliver you from that unless he plaguing you and you ain't living right. But if you're doing right by your Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, he ain't just about to deliver you from that and bring you to something worse. Unless he got his foot in your ass. So with that, shalom. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, shalom.